It's now Chris Rondo, the CEO of Planet Fitness. The company has more than 2,000 locations in 50 states and abroad. Very good afternoon to you, Chris. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
So Chris, what's your latest view in terms of further lockdowns? Do you think they're likely, and how much is that going to hit your business?
Yeah, we're open about 90% of our 2,000 stores are currently open today. We have some closures, some openings. It's very fluid right now. We have had some luck, however, supplying some of the governors with some data that we have internally on showing, that we haven't had any breakouts and no exposure that are really driven to any contraction. So some states have actually been allowed us to keep us open, even though they were originally going to shut us down.
And Chris, you had 14 million members, I think, and have lost about 1 million of those since July. What can you tell us about where that million membership losses has fallen? Is it very strongly correlated with where there have been outbreaks of cases and lockdowns?
It's been very broad and no real geographical difference, whether it's southern states, northern states, or even weather related at all. So and the interesting thing with the COVID cancellations is, interestingly enough, to date, we have slightly more cancellations than last year, but it's not like we've had 3 million incremental cancels year to date because of COVID. So although there's been some COVID cancellations, the cancellations aren't really that much worse year to date. It's more the join issue that we had, because we were closed for many months not selling memberships. Interestingly enough, we started marketing in September, driven a lot of demand. And some of these sales are not far off from last year's sales, believe it or not.
Chris, what's the deal with masks? Can you work out wearing a mask, drinking water, and are people doing that?
Yeah, we have, it's all by state. Our Planet Fitness policy is you must wear masks walking in, walking out, and walking throughout the facility. In about 13 or so states, you're required to wear them 100% of the time. Interestingly enough, those states' clubs happen to react the same as the clubs that are required only while walking around. So, but we do have states that vary from club to club, and it's worked out pretty well.
Chris, with the lost members, can you update us on the number? And also, what's your expectation as to whether those members will come back once we're on the other side of this pandemic?
Sure. So at the end of Q3, we ended with 14.1 million members. So we lost about 1.1 million from the end of Q2 to end of Q3. But we did update the number for the end of October, which was another 100,000. So you can see that the trajectory of loss is slowing greatly compared to the first 3 months, those 3 months of Q3. So I really think that, the nose are starting to come up, if you will. The marketing is really working, driving demand. Cancellations are still over last year, but the demand is there and offsetting a lot of it. So I do see the decline slowing quite a bit right now. So hopefully going into Q1, hopefully a vaccine comes around, that we'll start to see some more sense of normalcy here.
I realize that the income groups might not overlap here, but if you look at a stock like Peloton, which is just through the moon, right, to the moon, and their performance has been so good with selling bikes, the at-home fitness thing, the longer it lasts, Chris, how much do you worry that these are going to be permanent shifts in consumers' behavior around going to gyms even when we get a vaccine and we can get back to normal?
Sure, great question, Sarah. The Peloton customer, you're right, is a very different customer. Cost-wise, is very different. But when you look at home fitness, for me, and I've been doing this for 27 years now at Planet, home fitness is nothing new. It's been around since Richard Simmons and Jane Fonda and Billy Blanks with Tybo and P90X with DVDs. And at the end of the day, even though it seems like in theory it makes sense, in reality, how many people have the space in their house to put it in? Do you want to spend the money on the apparatus? And if memberships at Planet for $10 a month, with a Peloton bike, you'd be a member for 10 years and never equal that. And the experience you have, the variety of equipment, and I have a gym in my house, and honestly, I still use my local Planet because the variety and the morale and the energy is so much better in the facility.
Chris, obviously after the holiday season, people tend to sort of refocus what they want to prioritize for the year ahead, and often head back to the gym, fire up memberships, try and be more healthy again. Do you fear that won't happen this year round because people will be stuck at home and there won't be that sort of same incentive, perhaps?
Sure. Who knows what happens in January? That seems almost light years away compared to how quickly the world is changing now. If it stays how it is today, even with the media and the news you see, the demand is there. From the sales we just finished, our November sale had great results. So I think in January we'll see a strong result there too. But I think it's a matter of us, Planet-wise, getting our brand out there, showing how clean our facilities are, showing our protocols about what members are doing in the facilities to make sure everybody's safe. And I witnessed it this morning in the club, and it's totally safe. And we've logged 94 million workouts. since May 1st, since we reopened. We've had 0 cases of a breakout. And your exposure rate of somebody that reportedly had it while working out is 0.0008%. I mean, it's less than 1 per 100,000 workouts have actually showing up and actually have somebody in the facility that has it. So it's extremely safe. Fitness is really essential when you think about it. I mean, you look at obesity and diabetes and all of those things that lead to the people that this is affecting the most. To shut gyms down is counterproductive. It really is. And we're really part of the healthcare delivery system. We're not just a gym. We're 15 million members or 14 million members now. I mean, we're really getting people healthy so they don't go to the hospital and they can fight an epidemic or a pandemic or a flu or any ailment they get.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.